Maybe you're thinking of moving to Gainesville and wondering if moving here is really going to be worth it. Now, I was born and raised in Gainesville and I still live and work here, so I have a pretty good understanding of this city and all it has to offer, and I thought I'd share that with you. It's important before making a big move to know what to expect in your new potential location so that you won't regret the move later on. So in this video, we'll discuss the advantages as well as the disadvantages to living in Gainesville so that you can decide if moving here would be worth it to you. Let's start with the things that you might not love so much about living in Gainesville. Depending on which city or state you're moving to Gainesville from, the cost of living here could be lower or higher than what you're used to. But compared to the rest of Florida, Alachua County is one of the most expensive counties for utilities and taxes. Electricity actually costs more in Gainesville than in other parts of the state and the country. For example, the average electricity rate in Gainesville is 8.84% greater than the national average rate of 11.88 cents. Also, the average electricity rate for Florida is actually lower than the Gainesville rate. To give you an idea of what you can expect to pay for all utilities, including electricity, water, sewer, and heat, the combined bill for one person in Gainesville averages out to be about $184 per month. And a family in Gainesville can expect to pay about $284 per month for all those utilities. Now, what about taxes? Florida's general sales tax rate is 6%, but the sales tax rate can vary depending on the county you live in. Sales taxes are slightly higher in Alachua County, which has a tax rate of 7.5%, but in Orlando, for example, you can expect a lower tax rate of 6.5%. Property taxes in the Gainesville area are also slightly higher than the national average, coming in just over 1%, where the national average is actually just under 1%. For example, the median property tax in Alachua County is $1,984 per year for a home worth $189,000. Although taxes and utilities tend to be higher in Gainesville, the good news is that food, childcare, and housing costs are generally lower here, and I'll touch more on that later in this video. The level of safety in a city is going to be a concern to just about everyone I talk to. According to neighborhoodscout.com, Gainesville has a crime rate of 32 per 1,000 residents and is safer than only 9% of U.S. neighborhoods. Of course, crime is going to be a sensitive topic and it can vary from person to person. Everyone experiences different things, so it's going to be really important to do your research and talk to different people and then find an area of town that you feel comfortable with. When many people think of Florida, they might think of lots of sunshine and miles of beautiful sandy beaches. But although many people move to Florida for the great climate, which I'll talk about later, just like weather anywhere, you've got to take the good with the bad. And in Gainesville, that means you'll get hot, humid weather. In fact, Gainesville is ranked the 7th most humid city in the country with 89% average relative humidity. Temperatures can reach into the lower 90s in the summer, but with the higher humidity index, it can feel even hotter. And that's why I love air conditioning. So be sure if you're moving here that your home and vehicle have adequate air conditioning. Another drawback for some people is going to be the bugs and alligators. Many people who are thinking of moving here have asked me about the alligators and are concerned that they might be a threat. But although you may see alligators in Gainesville, they're really not a problem and aren't something to worry about. Alligator attacks are rare here. In fact, according to injuries.com, the chance of someone being attacked by a gator is 1 in 3.2 million. And if there are alligators nearby, you typically see signs and warnings posted so you know to keep a safe distance. Alligator attacks are not so much a problem as the bugs here. It's true that in Florida, and that includes Gainesville, there are a ton of bugs. Mostly you'll see love bugs, but those only come out a few weeks out of the year. You'll also see a lot of palmetto bugs, which are harmless, but they are big and can fly around. Just be sure to have your home treated each year for bugs, and it really shouldn't be that bad of a problem. Real quick, if you're new to the channel, my name is Donovan Arnold, and I'm a local real estate agent here in Gainesville, Florida. I put out these videos to share with you exactly what you can expect if you're moving to the area, and recently I've had a ton of people reaching out with questions, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving to the area, or just have some questions about Gainesville, don't hesitate. Give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me a message, and let me know how I can help. Now that I've mentioned some of the main disadvantages to living in Gainesville, I'll talk about some of the city's advantages. There are many great things about Gainesville and more than I can share here, but I'll touch on a few and the benefits that make living here well worth it for many Gainesville residents. Earlier, I talked about the higher taxes and utility costs in Gainesville, but the good news is that housing costs are actually lower in Gainesville. The median home cost in Gainesville is lower than both the national and state average. For example, the national median home cost is $338,000, but the median home cost in Gainesville is much less at about $287,000. Also, the average home value in Florida is even higher, with a national average around $362,000. If you'd rather rent your home than buy one, the average rental price is significantly lower in Gainesville than the rest of the state. For example, a one-bedroom home or apartment in Gainesville rents for an average of $950 per month, but a one-bedroom home in the rest of the state will rent for an average of $1,290 per month. Besides the lower housing cost, you can also expect to pay less on average for childcare and food expenses than in the rest of Florida and pretty much the US. One of the best benefits to living in Gainesville is going to be the location. It takes less than 2 hours to drive to bigger cities like Orlando, Tampa, and Jacksonville. In Orlando, you can visit the theme parks like Disney World, Universal Resorts, Legoland, and more. Then you've also got Tampa, which is a great place to follow professional sports and is also known for having busch gardens. If you like going to the beach, it takes just about an hour and a half to drive to many of the beautiful public beaches nearby. It's true that the weather in Florida is one of the main reasons why many people decide to move to the Sunshine State. Gainesville is no exception if you like sunshine and warmer temperatures year-round, with winter temperatures typically staying around the 40s to mid-50s, and then summer temperatures topping out around 92 degrees. Gainesville also has about 224 sunny days per year and virtually no snow. However, because of Florida's subtropical climate, you can expect about 50 inches of rainfall per year in Gainesville, which is significantly higher than the national average of 38 inches. The plus side of all that rain is that it helps lower the hot summer temperatures, and it also contributes to the surrounding natural beauty, which brings me to my next point. Gainesville is a beautiful city with the Santa Fe River, plenty of lush green vegetation, and a variety of wildlife. The natural beauty here provides many opportunities for outdoor recreation. Great spots for outdoor enthusiasts include Devil's Millhopper State Park, the butterfly rainforest with hundreds of different species of butterflies and birds from around the world, Morningside Nature Center, which has 7 miles of walking trails on 278 acres to explore, and then you also have Paynes Prairie State Park, where you can go hiking, horseback riding, or biking. Besides outdoor activities, Gainesville has many other attractions to enjoy. Gainesville is growing in the retail and is adding more new restaurants and stores each year, such as the new City Food Hall, which is expected to open later this year and will offer many new restaurants. To find out more about the City Food Hall and other new businesses coming soon to Gainesville, be sure to watch this video. You can also enjoy all kinds of festivals, world-class museums, performing arts, and live music here. If you like visiting museums, there's the Harm Museum of Art with the largest collection of Florida-themed art, the Cade Museum of Creativity and Invention, and then also the Florida Museum of Natural History, which features the shaded butterfly rainforest. If you enjoy sports, you can watch the Florida Gators play at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, and you can also watch other sports year-round put on by the University of Florida. If you enjoy professional sports, you can go just about 2 hours away to follow the Tampa Bay Lightning, Tampa Bay Rays, the Bucks, as well as watching the New York Yankees spring training. As you can see, Gainesville has a ton of advantages to living here, but like any city, it also has its disadvantages. And to make sure you're not making a mistake, what you'll want to do next is go ahead and watch this video, where I share with you the most common reasons people are actually leaving Gainesville.